Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in. Today, in this video, we are covering the newly released trailer for the 4th Battlefield 3 expansion pack titled Aftermath. I've got some new information as well that isn't in the trailer, so I thought I'd go over that, and I'm playing the trailer in the background, but I'll be pausing it and doing things with it. So if you want to watch the trailer in full flow without me looking at it and pausing it, link is in the description for you to check that out. So this DLC is set in a post-earthquake Iran. It offers new game modes, new weapons, it also offers new vehicles. Now if I pause the footage there, you can see a Vodnik in the background. Now that might not seem that new to you, but if you take a closer look, you can see that the Vodnik does actually have 2 weapons on it. It is modified, and something that they have said is that during the game you are going to encounter modified vehicles. You're going to encounter modified army vehicles, but also modified civilian vehicles as well. So that's pretty cool. You know, you're going to see heavily modified Vodniks. You're going to see potentially, civilian transport vehicles as well. Now I've paused the video here for a second for 2 reasons. You may notice that unlike some of the other Battlefield trailers, something has kind of changed here. Normally the trailers that they do are shot all in-game, using their in-house battle recorder, and it's just essentially just gameplay footage. They've never really, in the multiplayer trailers so far for the DLCs, ever shown like so much of a story. Whereas if you notice in the trailer so far, you'll find that the players are having different animations and expressions that they can actually normally portray. And it's almost like they're trying to tell a story using this earthquake setting. The movements that they do and the gestures and whatnot, this trailer certainly has a story feel, unlike some of the other ones. Now you might not necessarily be able to see it from this picture as well, but you'll notice that there has been some change to the player models as well, the skins. You'll notice that there's a lot more blood on the players. You'll notice there's more bruising, blood, to try and sort of indicate the kind of setting that they're in. They're in this post-earthquake setting, so the player models actually are going to indicate that as well. Okay, so I've stopped the footage here to kind of give you an idea of what I was talking about earlier. If you look at this support guy's face, you can see the blood dripping down his face to suggest he's been into some hard battles, as it were. But also it's a good chance to talk about the maps. There's introducing 4 new maps, as I say. Supposedly they're going to be roughly the size of the Back to Karkand expansions, with a good mix of vehicle and infantry combat. Obviously, because of the war-torn environment that they're in, they're going to be heavily shaped by the destruction. So you're going to expect a lot of vertical gameplay, maybe some tunnels here and there that you can use to flank. And obviously the vehicles, as I say, they're going to be civilian and transport vehicles, military vehicles as well. And the civilian vehicles are going to be kitted out with some military gear as well. So that should really bring a new twist, I think, and that's pretty exciting. The 3 new vehicles in particular that they are introducing is a vehicle called the Phoenix, the Barsuk, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and the Rhino. So those are the 3 new vehicles that are being introduced, and when I get more information on those, I'll let you know. So the actual maps themselves, don't expect close quarters armored kill. You're looking at Back to Karkand size maps, really, but in a completely war-torn, well, earthquake-torn environment. Okay, so some cool information as well. There is some hidden pathways supposedly on the maps as well that you can uncover by blowing certain barriers up. Not only that, but during the course of a game, you will get tremors on the ground, earthquake-style tremors that will cause debris to fall. So that's certainly different. That's pretty cool. So if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you are going to get crushed by some falling debris. So watch out for that. Now, let's move on and finish lastly on the new game mode called Scavenger. Essentially what this game mode is you start with a pistol, you pick a class, you start with a pistol and a grenade. And it is exactly like Conquest, so you have to capture points, but you also can pick up rifles and SMGs that are littered around the map. They're in sort of like 3 classes, so you've got your lower tier, which are your SMGs, ranging to sort of medium tier, which is your shotguns, PDW type weapons, and then you got your main class, which is machine guns and assault rifles. But then even when you find a gun, so you find a gun, you find an assault rifle, fantastic, but then you're going to run out of ammo in a couple of clips. You then need to move somewhere else and find another gun that's littered around the map. And that's kind of the premise of this game. It's kind of putting a twist on the Conquest style gameplay by, you know, throwing something completely different into the mix. Oh yeah, did I not mention? You get a crossbow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's right. You get a crossbow, guys. It doesn't replace your primary or secondary. It actually goes in your equipment slot. And apparently you'll have lots of stuff to add on to it. You can different bolt types to choose from when you're wielding it. You can have red dot sight, rifle scope. I think you can have standard tip, the scan bolt, which is like a proximity detector, the high explosive bolt tip, which is apparently very good for vehicles, and the balance tip, which is mainly for long range. Apparently as well, you will be able to bring this crossbow onto other expansion playlists, as with all the other DLCs, so you will be able to rock up the crossbow on the other DLCs. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little insight. As always, like and subscribe, and if you do want to check the original trailer in all its glory, check the link below. Cheers.